Hello dear students. So in this video lecture we are going through these components of .NET framework, that is CLS and CTS. CLS stands for Common Language Specification and CTS is Common Type System. So these are the two important components of .NET framework, which is very important in the compilation process, where we can write our program in any language, right? So after writing the program in any language, we can execute them all together, right? So this can be achieved with the help of two components, that is CLS and CTS, right? So CLS is Common Language Specification and CTS is Common Type System. So in by these two components, we are able to process any language, right? The program written in any language, and we can execute them in all together in MSIL, right? So the first main component is CLS, which is called Common Language Specification. As the name says, it specifies a common language, right? So what does CLS says? It says how program is converted in MSIL, right? So recently this MSIL is also known as CIL, which is also called Common Intermediate Language, right? In MSIL, the program written in any language, right, it is converted with the help of language specific compiler to the intermediate language, right? So this common language specification says that how these programs is converted into this intermediate language, right? So in CLS, the language designer and class library designers collaboratively use common subset of basic language features, right, that all the language have to follow, right? So there is common set of rules, right, by the language designers and class library designers, that all the language, either you use VB or you use C# or any language that is supported by .NET framework, right, you have to follow the basic language features, right? So this is called the common language specification. For example, look at this scenario. We have written two codes over here. One set of code is written in C#, right? That is this, and the another set of code is written in VB, right? That is this, right? So there are certain rules for writing a program, right, with the different language you use, right? So this is called the common language specification. There are common set of rules for writing the code of different languages, right? For example, I have taken a namespace over here using system and created a class, right? So in the main method, which is the starting point of any program execution, right, I have defined a variable x over here, right? And then I am printing a message with the help of the console class and its writeLine method that enter the value of x, right? And I am putting some value in x, right, here, by taking it from user. Means you are inputting the value from the keyboard. It means user type a value by prompting enter value of x, and we are taking the value from the user, right? So console.readline method, the console is the class and readline is the method for taking the value from the user, right? Now the next is we are printing the value of x over here. The console.writeLine value of x is plus x, right? Now the same thing we are doing in VB as a programming language, right? So in VB we have imported the namespace import system and created a module, sample module, and this is the main method. Right here we are defining the variable x. This is the definition of x, defining a variable x, right? And then console.writeLine is for printing the message, enter the value of x, and console.readline is for getting the value from the user, right? And then here console.writeLine, the value of x is %x, right? We are closing this main and then closing the module, right? So what is we are doing here, right? We are printing the value of x here from inputting the value from the user and then printing its value. So programmatically both are different code but doing the same thing, right? So here int is a data type, here int is a data type, right? In the C# code, in the same way in VB integer is a data type, right? So here we are following a rule for writing the code for individual language, right? So which is called the common language specification. Now what's next? Next is the data type for defining the variable of x in C#, right? So I'm giving the name int over here, right? I'm giving the name int in C#, and in VB I am calling it integer, right? So when the different language comes in writing the code, we have different keywords for writing that particular program, right? So for that situation we have the common type system, right? For that situation when a different language comes for writing the same program, right, we require different keywords, right? So for that situation we have common type system. So let's look what is the common type system. So here we define the common type system. So it's a common way of .NET framework to define, right? That is, it is used for defining a type, to manage a type, to declare type, to use a type, to read or write values, means read from and write to. So read from user and write to screen, right? So it is a common way of doing such things, right? And the next is it enables cross language integration. So what is cross language integration? Cross language integration means language independency, means different language is used in a single, different language is used for a single application. Either you use VB, either you use C#, either you use Python, either you use C++, right? Next is it provides type safety, right? It provides type safety means it prevent the data loss during the conversion of the types, right? So type safety is it prevent the data loss during the conversion of data types, right? Um it provides the managed code execution or high performance code execution, right? It provides object-oriented model. As you know that this .NET framework provides the object-oriented model, because the C# and VB integrated with the .NET framework. These are the object-oriented programming language, right? So the common type system, the common means as you have seen in the previous scenario, that the int in C# and integer in VB is treated in a common way, right? So functionality is same. So this int and integer is treated in a common way, right? The last point is it provides library for primitive data types, right? So what does this primitive data type means? Means we use int in C#, right? We use int in C# and integer in VB, right? So in CTS, right, it is called, this data type is called int32, right? In CTS, this data type is called int32, right? So this is a predefined structure, right? So in common type system, right, both int and integer is called int32, right? So that's why it is called common type system. Either you use any language in CTS, we call it int32, or for maybe other data type we have other primitive data type, right? So this video is all for the two important components of .NET framework, that is CLS and CTS, common language specification and common type system, right? So the next is the installation of the integrated development environment, right? So the next video is for the installation of the Visual Studio, so you have to check that video as well, right? So that's all for this video lecture. Thank you.